Welcome everyone to the Township Council meeting Monday, October 20th, 2025. This meeting is now called to order. We all please rise. Councilwoman Patel, lead us in the flag salute, please.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please read the statement of public notice.
Take notice that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in accordance with NJSA 10:4-8 and NJSA 10:4-10 as follows. A notice of the meeting was prominently posted on the bulletin board at the municipal building located at 225 Main Street, Little Falls, New Jersey on January 7, 2025. A copy of the notice was sent to the North Jersey Herald and News and the Record on the same date. Additionally, a copy of the notice was filed in the office of the Township Clerk on said date. A link and a telephone number to join the meeting virtually can be accessed on the Township website at littlefallsnj.gov. Electronic provisions have been established for the public to participate during the public comment portion of the meeting.
Thank you. At this time, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Patel?
Present.
Councilmember Murphy?
Present.
Councilmember Hablitz? Councilmember Vanchery? Council President Scoba?
Present. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of September 29, 2025.
So moved.
So moved by Councilman Murphy, second by Councilwoman Hablitz. Call the roll for the minutes of September 29, 2025.
Councilmember Patel?
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Hablitz? Council President Scoba?
Yes. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes of October 6, 2025. Moved by Councilwoman Hablitz,
Second.
second by Councilman Murphy. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Councilmember Patel?
Abstain.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Hablitz? Council President Scoba?
Yes. Mayor Damiano, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Council President. This evening, we have a couple of presentations and proclamations, as well as a recognition of one of our victorious softball teams here in town. But to start this evening off, we are going to start with a award that we received from our county partners for our Open Space, Farmland, and Historic Preservation Trust Fund. And we are very honored this evening to be joined by Commissioner Rodney DeVore from the county. As many of you here know, especially our sports teams and our athletes in town, something that we have taken great pride in here in Little Falls over the past handful of years is making major improvements to all of our parks and recreation facilities. And the way that we're able to do that is by not only utilizing some taxpayer money here in Little Falls, but what we attempt to do is offset all of the costs to the Little Falls taxpayers by going out and securing grants, whether it be from our federal partners or the county. And the county has been instrumental and contributing hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars over these past couple of years. In fact, we're well into the millions of dollars over these past handful of years from the county. And this year, being spearheaded by the entire council, but in particular Councilwoman Hablitz, the next park that we are going to be focusing on making major improvements to is Amity Field. Particularly the playground area, which is in need of some major repairs. I know for all of our athletes that are playing there, sometimes the younger siblings are on the playgrounds, and for all of our neighbors in that area utilizing that park, the playground over the past year or two has begun to fall into some disrepair. So with the assistance of the county, we are honored to be able to begin making and completing a major renovation to Amity Playground at very little to almost no cost to the taxpayers here in Little Falls. And I want to thank our Commissioner, Rodney DeVore, for joining us this evening, who brings with him a very large check in the amount of $198,500, which is being given to us by the county this year towards the improvements to that park. I'm going to ask the Commissioner and the entire council to join me up here for a photo.
Good evening, Little Falls, Mayor and Council. It gives me great pleasure to come here and to give, not me personally, to give almost $200,000 to recreational and upkeep of Little Falls. The one thing people often ask me, what do you like about being a county commissioner? This would be one of those things. When I walk in a room and I see a lot of youth in the room, no offense to all the people, when I see a lot of youth in the room, congratulations to what you do, but this would help you continue to practice and win on home field. So it gives me great pleasure, Mayor, to bring this check to Little Falls, which I am no stranger to. I've pretty much dealt with everyone here on the council, as well as residents, as well as right there. But I love doing this. Thank you. Congratulations to the softball team, and congratulations, Little Falls.
Thank you. All right, before we get to honoring our athletes that join us here this evening, we have two proclamations that I would like to read. The first being the National Friends of the Libraries Week proclamation, and I see that we are joined here by some of our friends of the library, so I'm going to ask them to join me up here as I read this proclamation. And our library director. Well, or I should say president, come on up. All right, and our proclamation this evening reads, whereas libraries are essential to the educational, social, and cultural fabric of our communities, providing free access to knowledge, information, and resources that empower people of all ages and backgrounds. And whereas the Friends of the Library groups across the nation, including our own Friends of the Little Falls Library, play an indispensable role in supporting, enhancing, and advocating for the mission and services of our local libraries. And whereas the Friends of the Library are instrumental in fundraising efforts that provide much-needed financial resources, enabling libraries to expand their programming, services, and collections beyond the limitations of public funding. And whereas the contributions of the Friends of the Library not only provide material benefits, but also foster a culture of volunteerism, engagement, and community spirit that strengthens the library's role as a welcoming space for all. And whereas National Friends of the Libraries Week offers an opportunity for the Township of Little Falls and the entire community to recognize the important work of the Friends of the Library and to encourage others to join them in supporting our library's mission. And whereas the continued success of the Little Falls Public Library is directly tied to the commitment and passion of the Friends of the Library, whose efforts make a lasting difference in the lives of our residents. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Mayor James Belford Damiano, on behalf of the Township Council, do hereby proclaim the week of October 19th to the 25th of 2025 as National Friends of the Libraries Week in the Township of Little Falls, and encourage all residents to recognize and celebrate the contributions of the Friends of the Library and to actively support our local libraries in any way they can. So as you heard from just the proclamation alone, the Friends of the Library does so much more for this township than get together as a group. They are here to raise funds to provide so much for our library, because libraries are restricted by the funding that they are provided by a state formula. And we are only able to do so much with that funding. So it is groups like Friends of the Library that do so much for our library to bring in additional programs, additional funding. And I want to thank them for all of their hard work and all that they do in making all of the programs at the library possible. Because I will tell you, any time of day, day and night, any day of the week, you drive by that library and there is something going on. And that is large in part due to the Friends of the Library and all of their efforts that they put in every single day to make all of that possible. So thank you all for everything that you do.
So we do have our meeting tomorrow night at 7:30 at the library. We'll be meeting are we meeting in the conference room tomorrow night? We'll be in the conference room at the start of the year. We normally do a bigger event upstairs to celebrate the new year. Tomorrow night, we'll be talking about all the fundraisers that we're kicking off this week as Friends of the Library Week. We have a dine and donate Wednesday night at Shake Shack, and we also have a number of sales going on online right now.
So we have a flower bulb sale online going on right now, as well as a Friends of the Library swag sale. So we have all sorts of t-shirts and everything available online that you can purchase. And we're looking forward to getting a lot of new members this week. So come on down to the meeting tomorrow. We'll have a lot of baked goods to entice you to come. So,
And we also have all our posts on social media this week. We're doing big blasts, so you'll be able to follow everything on our Facebook and Instagram pages for all the updates. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you, because I know there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to go into what you guys do. And I just want to thank you very much for everything that you've done. Just so that you all know, they were instrumental in the library sign above the door. They helped fund that. This go around, they're going to help us fund brand new children's furniture. So they're doing a great big deal to be able to hopefully get that done by the end of the year. So again, just thank you very much for all your efforts and everything. Thank you.
All right. And the last proclamation we have this evening is Hindu Heritage Month in Diwali. And whereas Hinduism is the third largest religion in the world, with 1 billion devotees worldwide and 4 million in the United States. And whereas Hindu heritage, culture, traditions, and values serve as a source of inspiration, reflection, and contemplation for the millions of people who look to the teachings of Hinduism for guidance. And whereas our vibrant Hindu American community has contributed tremendously to the vitality of the Township of Little Falls by enriching the lives of its people. And whereas Diwali, a festival of historic and religious significance, is celebrated annually by millions of Hindus, Sikhs, Jains, and Buddhists throughout the United States and across the world. And whereas Diwali is celebrated by Hindus as a day of thanksgiving for the homecoming of Lord Rama and the beginning of the new year. And whereas during the month of October, the Hindu community across our great nation will collectively celebrate its heritage by focusing on its culture and the diverse spiritual traditions rooted in India. And whereas it is with immense pride and honor that I recognize the contributions of all Indian Americans to our economy, history, and culture. And now therefore be it resolved that I, Mayor James Belford Damiano, on behalf of the Little Falls Township Council, do hereby proclaim October 2025 as Hindu Heritage Month and October 20th, 2025 as Diwali in the Township of Little Falls. All right, and last but certainly not least, we are joined here this evening by our 14U A squad of our 2025 summer team of our junior Hornets here, or Lady Hornets here in town, who had an outstanding season with a final record of 10-2, going 3-0 in the playoffs, winning the championship game against West Orange with an absolutely dominating victory of 24-2. That is certainly one way of letting the other team know that you are there to win. And so congratulations on such a tremendous victory. I'm going to call up all the coaches and Coach Tommy here to call up the girls, and we'll give out some medals.
Thank you, Mayor and Council, for hosting us tonight. This team was a fantastic team. I've been coaching a lot of these girls since 8U, and now they're 14U, 7th and 8th graders, and some high schoolers. They just had tons of determination. We had a lot of fun, a lot of teamwork, and I could have done it without my coaches. So I'll call them up first. Vin Miraglia and Brian Callahan. All right, unfortunately, we don't have all the girls here, but I'll forget to their name. We'll just skip over them. How many girls are your names? Come on up. Okay. Harper Burrell. Allison Melito, who's not here, Antonia Vincenti. Ariana Swag Zavella, who's not here. Bianca B. Benetti. Daniela Boyce, Leah Callahan. You want to step up for her? Lily Cordero. Olivia Miraglia. Sophie Stokes. And the rest of the girls are not here. Olivia Verdi, Olivia Maricone, and Victoria Macaluso. Just real quick. We had certain players on this team that were definitely leaders. We had some older girls that definitely stepped up. I try to teach the girls the right way to play. We all do, to respect the game, to play with heart and determination, always give 110%. One of the older girls who's here tonight definitely exemplified that. She led by example. She was always into the game, and she was really a mentor to a lot of the younger girls. So that's B. And then yeah, we did very well in our championship game, decimating West Orange, but our hardest game was our semifinal round versus North Caldwell. And one part of that game really kind of was very emotional for me, and I know emotional for the coaches. But that was Sophie with her base clearing triple. That kind of just me personally just showed determination in that, softball's a game, but in life we just have to keep fighting and keep working. And Sophie, going through all that she's been through, just making a massive comeback and just really, really playing well. So sorry for embarrassing you, but and that's all I got.
Congratulations. Good night.
Hey, Mayor, while you have the floor, can you, since Councilman Vanchery isn't with us this evening, will you discuss 1529 and 1531?
Absolutely, Council President. So we have two ordinances on this evening, 1529 and 1531. Would have to do with downtown parking along our Main Street, particularly related to handicap parking and a loading zone. We have been approached by not only our business community, but also our senior and handicap community who have been asking for additional parking spaces to be placed along Main Street near our businesses where they sometimes have difficulty parking and getting into the buildings from a very close location. So what we have done is met with some of our businesses as well as our handicap community. And what we have done is come up with an ordinance to add some handicap parking spaces as well as a loading zone, which has also been a major problem for many of our businesses in our downtown. And we have come to find that in front of the portion of roadway between Stevens Ave and Center Ave, where we've added a loading zone, it has been particularly beneficial to our businesses and very successful in allowing them to continue to operate without delay in having their products or whatever it may be delivered to them. So we are going to similarly add one to the other section of our downtown area between really Maple and Patterson Ave. We're looking to add, or I should say Maple and Stevens, we're looking to add these additional handicap spaces as well as a loading zone. So looking to add those throughout our downtown community to assist not only the businesses, but our senior and handicap community. So that is in short, Council President, what 1529 and 1531 are addressing.
Thank you,
Any
Mayor.
questions from the council?
We'll move to council reports. Councilman Murphy, can you lead us off?
Sure. Thank you, Council President. Just like to thank and congratulate the PV Lady Hornets for being here tonight on their successful, or should I say dominant season that they had. Good to see them all. Just want to congratulate them on that season that they had. Also like to thank the Passaic County Commissioners and Commissioner DeVore for being here tonight, delivering that check. Good to see what all they do for us and help us out. So I just want to thank him as well. We had a domestic violence awareness committee meeting 2 weeks ago. And I have to thank the police chief because after the flag raising, Lieutenant Gilchrist had reached out to me and wanted to kind of brainstorm on ways that we can collaborate better between the committee and the police department. And so we had probably about a 30-minute call and really came up with some great ideas. I brought that back to the committee and they were just thrilled on how we could further our relationship, work closer together with you guys, as well as work closer with our liaison. So we have some ideas that we jotted down. We're going to be working on as well with the Jersey Battered Women's Services and the Passaic County Prosecutor's Office. So a lot coming down the pike that we're excited about. So just want to thank you and your staff for always working with the committee and bettering us and helping us better the residents as well. So just want to thank you for that. That's all I have, Council President.
Thank you, Councilman Murphy. Before we continue, on behalf of the entire council and the mayor, we want to wish a great congratulations to sitting Councilwoman Patel, who recently got married and is going to be staying in town. So congratulations.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you.
Councilwoman Hablitz,
Now you took the first thing off my list.
it's my job.
I just want to say it was a tremendous weekend here in Little Falls. First, we had our annual 50 Sprint 5K. It was really great. We had the most participants that we've ever had to date, 265. Special thanks to everyone who made the day happen, our rec department, our police department, our DPW, our EMS, our CERT team. We could not have this run without this. Thank you to the mayor and council members for attending. And a special thank you to my run partner who started this all with me, Tanya Seifert. Hoping to grow it even more and be even bigger with attendance and more to do next year. The farmer's market was also super busy yesterday with great vendors and great events yesterday. The Girl Scouts were there painting positivity pebbles that they will be planting in Wilmore Park along the path. The Friends of the Library helped with the pumpkin patch, and we also had our annual Doggy Halloween costume contest with some great participants. Next week will be our last market of the season. We will have trick or treating with all the vendors, so hope to see you there. I'm also thrilled with the presentation of the check, and a big thank you to Commissioner DeVore and the Passaic County Open Space. These funds, along with other grant funding that we receive, brings us one step closer to the construction of Amity Park, as the mayor alluded to. So we are very, very thankful to the county. And then lastly, thank you to the mayor and this council for the proclamation for the Friends of the Library, for Friends of the Library Week. Over the last few years, as was said, the Friends of the Library, they're really growing and have been assisting with fundraising to offset the cost of the library. Things like the sign and coming up with the children's furniture that they will be helping fund. So very thankful as the library liaison. That's all.
Thank you, Councilwoman Havelitz. Councilwoman Patel.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you to the mayor and my fellow council members for the kind wishes. More importantly, for your patience and understanding while I was wedding planning for the past few months. In terms of updates, the health committee, they met earlier today and do want to recommend to the residents on getting vaccines for the flu, the RSV and COVID. There was a flu clinic here today, and if you were unable to attend, the health department is hosting another one on Thursday, October 23rd from 2:30 until 4 at Clifton City Hall. I also want to let any residents that are homebound know that if you do need someone to come to your house to get any of the vaccines, you can contact me or the health department, and they'd be happy to have a nurse come over and give you the vaccines that you need. There will also be a paint and sip at the Little Falls Civic Center in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month on October 23rd. That's going to be at 6 p.m. There's very limited openings, so if anyone is still interested, please register quickly. We're also going to be looking for residents to participate in our upcoming focus groups for a rapid community health assessment. There's going to be 4 different types of focus groups. One's going to be the seniors, one's going to be parents of those that are in school in Little Falls, parents of the Little Falls Athletic Club, and then the general public. The location, dates, and times will be posted, and I'll provide additional information on that. But it's very important for the residents to get involved because the results from this assessment are really going to give the Clifton Health Department and the Public Health Committee the information they require to see what programs and other information that we do need to bring to Little Falls. The next public health meeting is going to be on Wednesday, November 12th at 6:30 p.m. at the Civic Center. Finally, I want to thank the mayor for his proclamation on Hindu Heritage Month and Diwali, and wish all of those that do celebrate a happy Diwali from my family to theirs. That's all I have, Council President.
Thank you. Chief Pearl.
Sure. Just from the community policing front, I'd just like to make everyone aware, November 5th at the Civic Center from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. The Little Falls Police Department has partnered with New York Life Insurance Company. We're doing child identification and medical IDs. Anecdotally, when I worked in ambulance or volunteered on an ambulance, we'd always ask people for their identification cards. And then the next question we'd ask is list of all your medication. And people would be fumbling through the wallet. So for our senior citizen community, this will be one identification card that'll have all of that information on it, has your emergency contact, any allergies that you may possess, takes all 10 fingerprints, and you'll have the card that you can just keep on you, list your doctors. And then also the same thing for the children. A lot of identification card for children. We really don't require it, but it's always a good idea around school age kids every couple of years, get a new photograph of them, get their 10 fingerprints. So we'll be hosting that and doing that for the community.
Thank you, Chief. This past Friday, we had our Harvest Moon dance. I want to thank the Councilman Hablitz and and the mayor and Vince Controne for coming out. We kind of got overwhelmed. We had over 90 residents attend the event. We moved the event to the afternoon because the concern of night driving, and it was wildly successful. So much so that the dancing didn't stop till 4 o'clock. So it was really great. We did have one resident that left, and I asked him why he was leaving, and he said, "Well, the DJ's not playing enough rock and roll." I said, "Okay, we'll try to meet that demand, Mayor, next time we have the event." So I want to thank everyone and my 2 committee people, Galena and Mark, for helping me out to put that together. We'll move forward. Counselor, do you have anything to report tonight? Okay. Have a motion to open the meeting to the public for agenda items only.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Habit, second by Councilman Murphy. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Madam Clerk?
Anyone wishing to address the Township Council may do so through the Council President. It is preferred if you give your name and address for the record. Comments are to be limited to 3 minutes. However, if appropriate, it may be granted additional time in the sole discretion of the Council President. Members of the public who have joined the meeting virtually and desire to provide comment shall have raised their virtual hand in the Zoom application. The meeting moderator will cue the members of the public that wish to provide comment, and the Council President will recognize them in order. Members of the public who have joined the meeting by calling in must press *6 to mute and unmute themselves and *9 to raise their hand. Members of the public who have joined the meeting via the Zoom application must click the reactions icon and then the raise hand icon. Once the process is complete, we will return to the regular order of business.
Thank you. But just what Councilman Murphy is just setting up the podium for the public to speak. We're kind of an active council here. So the floor is open. Anyone wishing to speak on agenda items is welcome to come up to the podium and speak to the council. Just state your name. You don't need to state your address.
Carlos Suero, 117 Broward Town. I just wanted to come and give you my thanks. Our behalf of me and my family, we are very thankful that you heard our concerns and you went above and beyond. Some of you even visited our home to see our chicken setup, and we were pretty humbled by that you would take the time to do that. My only participation in democracy has been voting all this time. I've never addressed a council or anyone in government before, and it's been fun. And I think it's because you have been so approachable, and I loved living in Little Falls, and now I like it even more. So thank you so much for hearing us out.
Thank you for your time this evening.
Everyone, Adam Kosakowski, Browardtown Road, neighbor of Carlos. Took a break from setting up my boys' bunk bed. Come and thank you guys for the same things that Carlos said. I just wanted to, I don't want to sound ungrateful and come off as ungrateful. I'm 6, it's a tape measure. I'm 6'3". The ordinance states that it will be 72 inches, the coop maximum height. If you take 5 1/4 floor joists, 3/4 plywood. If you do roof rafters of let's say a 2x4, and then the 1/2 inch plywood, we are at 62 inches, which is here, the inside height of the coop. So I just wanted to bring it to your attention. My 4-year-old is already 46 inches tall. Anyways, like Carlos said, very grateful for your attention and for your willingness to be flexible. It's gonna make a great impact on my family, and I hope more people will be practicing self-sustainability in Little Falls right now. Thank you again.
Thank you for your time this evening. Just to go back to address that concern of the coop size, to make it somewhat so that our department, our staff would not be going. We have a lot of different sized lots in our township. So to make it a little bit more easier for staff and to go around, we really thought that that size was acceptable. We understand what you brought to our attention tonight. Again, you're welcome to come back in the future. Government is fluid. Just because we passed something tonight doesn't mean we could go back and revisit it in the future. Is there anyone else that would like to speak to the council? Anyone in the chat? I see no one raising their hand. We're correct. Have a motion to close the public? I'm sorry. Oh, you have to come to the podium, sir. We don't answer from the audience.
So, playground concern in, not by the school, but the main one here by the Chevy dealership. I don't know. the name of the playground.
Yes, yes. Mhm.
There are a lot of open, just spaces on the higher levels of the construction. And, last week, so you have climbing walls. Once the kid gets in, barely any of the kids I see, I go there a lot with my kids. And, when there's a, commotion, kids gathering by the entrance to the slide, one kid almost pushed another one off. And it's about this tall. It's probably 8 feet. So that could have been, if there could be some kind of guard installed or maybe a chain, something light duty, so kids can at least see that there's a barrier. Because I just literally saw with my imagination kids falling off and spraining their neck or even worse. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing that to our attention. We'll take a good look at that. The mayor will ask staff to take a look at that recommendation to see what we could do. Anyone else like to come before us? Can I have a motion to close the public comment?
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Hallett, second by Councilman Murphy. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion approves. Can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Murphy, second by Councilwoman Patel. Please call the roll to approve the consent agenda.
Councilmember Patel?
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Hablitz, Council President Scoba.
Yes. Madam Clerk, please read ordinance 1525.
Public hearing of ordinance number 1525, an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Little Falls in the County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, to amend Chapter 19 Animals of the Code of the Township of Little Falls.
Thank you. The hearing ordinance on 1525 is now open. Does anyone wish to speak on 1525? Seeing no one to speak on 1525, the hearing is now closed. Can I have a motion to adopt 1525?
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Hallett, second by Councilman Murphy. Roll call.
Councilmember Patel?
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Hablitz, Council President Scoba.
Yes. Madam Clerk, 1529, please.
Introduction of ordinance number 1529, an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Little Falls in the County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, to amend Chapter 7 on street regulations, handicap parking of the Code of the Township of Little Falls with a second reading and public hearing scheduled for November 10th, 2025.
Thank you. Have a motion to introduce 1529?
So moved.
Moved by Councilwoman Patel, second by Councilwoman Hablitz. Call the roll.
Councilmember Patel?
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Hablitz, Council President Scoba.
Yes. Madam Clerk, 1531, please.
Introduction of ordinance number 1531, an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Little Falls in the County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, to amend Chapter 7 on street regulations of the Code of the Township of Little Falls with a second reading and public hearing scheduled for November 10th, 2025.
Have a motion to introduce 1531?
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Murphy, second by Councilwoman Hablitz. Please call the roll for 1531.
Councilmember Patel?
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Hablitz, Council President Scoba.
Yes. Have a motion to open the meeting to the public for general matters.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Murphy, second by Councilwoman Patel. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Madam Clerk.
Anyone wishing to address the Township Council may do so to the Council President. It is preferred if you give your name and address for the record. Comments are to be limited to 3 minutes. However, if appropriate, it may be granted additional time in the sole discretion of the Council President. Members of the public who have joined the meeting virtually and desire to provide comment shall raise their virtual hand in the Zoom application. The meeting moderator will cue the members of the public that wish to provide comment, and the council president will recognize them in order. Members of the public who have joined the meeting by calling in must press *6 to mute and unmute themselves and *9 to raise their hand. Members of the public who have joined the meeting via the Zoom application must click the reactions icon and then the raise hand icon. Once the process is complete, we will return to the regular order of business.
Thank you. The floor is now open for anyone that wishes to come speak before the council. Have a motion to close the meeting?
So-
Public comment?
So moved.
Moved by Councilwoman Patel, second by Councilwoman Hablitz. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. I want to thank the staff for assisting me in putting on this meeting this evening with the agenda. Can I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Murphy, second by Councilwoman Patel. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, this meeting is now closed.